Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds enhanced regional cooperation amongst BIMSTEC member countries, calls for united fight to tackle COVID-19 pandemic. Bay of Bengal cooperation is a bridge between South and Southeast Asia, says External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on BIMSTEC Day. Lowest daily COVID-19 cases in the last 2 months of over 1,14,000 reported in the country. National recovery rate improves to 93.67%. Over 1,89,000 people recover from coronavirus infection in the last 24 hours. Cumulative COVID-19 vaccination coverage exceeds 23 crore doses in the country. Centre provides more than 24 crore 60 lakh vaccine doses to states and union territories so far. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath instructs to triple daily COVID vaccination rate from 1st of July. Bihar government gives ex gratia of 4 lakh rupees each to the families of 3,727 COVID victims. Union Education Minister Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank approves release of Performance Grading Index 2019-20 to catalyze school education for states and union territories. And in French Open tennis, Serena Williams and Daniil Medvedev among top players to fight for the quarter-final berths today. In the wake of COVID-19, we appeal to our listeners not to lower their guard and stay safe and protected by following these simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene, and get vaccinated. For providing COVID-related information and guidance to the people, national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075 are operational. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauded the enhanced regional cooperation among BIMSTEC member countries and called for united fight to tackle COVID-19 pandemic. The Prime Minister extended his greetings on the occasion of the 24th BIMSTEC Day today. Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation, also known as BIMSTEC, is a sub-regional grouping comprising Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Myanmar, Nepal, Sri Lanka and Thailand. In his message, the Prime Minister acknowledged the progress made by the grouping on several fronts in recent years. He stressed the need to continue to work together in the fight against the pandemic. Mr. Modi said BIMSTEC Day has been marked amidst a difficult phase of the COVID pandemic. He said it is an unprecedented challenge and a testing time for all. The Prime Minister also expressed his appreciation for enhanced regional cooperation under BIMSTEC framework, which has intensified substantially in the recent years. He highlighted the progress that has been made on several fronts, including the finalization of BIMSTEC Master Plan for Transport Connectivity and the text of the BIMSTEC Charter. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar also stressed on BIMSTEC Day the enormous potential of Bay of Bengal cooperation. He said it helps bridge South and Southeast Asia and also contributes to Act East and Indo-Pacific policies. Nation continues to march strongly on its path of COVID recovery with gradual decrease in the total number of active cases. For the 10th consecutive day today, the number of new daily cases remained much below the 2 lakh figure. In the past 24 hours, over 1,89,000 COVID patients successfully recovered from the disease, whereas in the same time span, 1,14,460 new cases were recorded nationwide. The number of new cases reported is the lowest in the last 2 months. With this, the recovery rate in the country has further improved to stand at 93.67%. The cumulative share of active COVID cases in the country continues to witness consistent decline and comprises nearly 5.13% of the total reported cases. The Health Ministry has informed that currently nearly 14,77,000 people are reported to be suffering from the viral pandemic and are either hospitalized or are under home isolation. The daily positivity rate also remained at around 5.62% and much below the 10% mark for the 13th consecutive day. The ministry added that so far over 2 crore 69 lakh people have recovered from the COVID-19 infection in the country. The Health Ministry has informed that 2,677 COVID-related deaths were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the cumulative toll to 3,46,759. The number of cumulative COVID-19 testing reported by Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) has surpassed the figure of 36 crore 47 lakh. The apex medical research body has informed that in the past 24 hours, another milestone in terms of daily testing was achieved with more than 20 lakh 36,000 samples being tested across the country.
India has crossed a major landmark with administration of more than 23 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccine to beneficiaries so far. The Union Health Ministry has informed that 33,53,000 vaccine doses were given in the country in the past 24 hours. Out of this, nearly 30 lakh beneficiaries were vaccinated with the first dose, whereas around 3,53,000 beneficiaries received their second dose of the vaccine. The cumulative figure of vaccine doses administered under the largest vaccination drive in the world now stands at over 23 crore 13 lakh. The Health Ministry confirmed that so far over 2 crore 77 lakh doses of the vaccine have been given to people in the age group of 18 to 44 years. The central government has so far provided more than 24 crore vaccine doses to states and union territories through free-of-cost category and through direct state procurement category. Of this, the total consumption, including wastages, is 22 crore 96 lakh 95,199 doses. More than 1 crore 63 lakh COVID vaccine doses are still available with states and UTs to be administered. As part of the nationwide vaccination drive, the centre has been supporting states and union territories by providing them with COVID vaccines free of cost. In addition, the government has also been facilitating direct procurement of vaccines by the states and union territories.
Council of Scientific and Industrial Research (CSIR) India and LAXAI Life Sciences Private Limited have initiated Phase 2 clinical trial with anti-helminthic drug niclosamide for treatment of COVID-19. They have received regulatory approval from the Drugs Controller General of India (DCGI). The trial is a multi-centric Phase 2 randomized open-label clinical study to evaluate efficacy, safety and tolerability of niclosamide for the treatment of hospitalized COVID-19 patients. Niclosamide has been extensively used in past for treatment of tapeworms infection in adults as well as children. The safety profile of this drug has been tested over time and has been found safe for human consumption at different dose levels. In Maharashtra, the COVID-19 preventive vaccine trial among children of 12 to 18 years of age group has started today at the Medicina Hospital in Nagpur. Informing about this activity, pediatrician and chief coordinator of this vaccine trial program, Dr. Vasant Kalatkar, informed that about 100 children were registered for the vaccine trial, while 50 among them were screened and selected for administering the first dose of Bharat Biotech's co-vaccine made for children. He said the second dose of the vaccine will be given after 28 days, and studies of the vaccine effects with antibody formation in children will be conducted in the course of 6 months.
The Bihar government has given an ex gratia of 4 lakh rupees each to the next of kin of 3,727 persons who lost their lives due to COVID in the state. This ex gratia is being given under Chief Minister's Relief Fund. Health Minister Mangal Pandey said 5,340 people have so far died due to COVID-19 in the state. Mr. Pandey said district magistrates of all districts have been instructed to furnish details about persons who died due to coronavirus infection in the state. Meanwhile, Bihar is witnessing a sharp decline in fresh COVID-19 cases. The state's recovery rate has risen to 98%, while the test positivity rate has declined to below 1% at 0.88%. 1,007 fresh COVID-19 cases were reported in the state during the past 24 hours, and 1,667 people recovered yesterday. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has instructed officials to triple the state's daily COVID vaccination rate in the state from the 1st of July. The government has set a target to inoculate over 1 crore doses in the month of June, for which a special vaccination drive has been launched. More than 2 crore 23 lakh doses of COVID-19 vaccines have been administered so far. More on this from our Lucknow correspondent.
Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has said that there are enough vaccines available for the vaccination drive in his state. From tomorrow Monday, 2 women special vaccination sessions will be organized in every district so that the women can be inoculated in maximum numbers.
आप सबको बताते हुए प्रसन्नता की अनुभूति हो रही है कि उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर आज केवल 1000 पॉजिटिव केस आए हैं। उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर आज 20,000 से भी कम एक्टिव केस रह गए हैं। उद्योग चले, आवश्यक सेवाओं को चलाया गया, खेती बाड़ी के सारे कार्य संपन्न हुए, लेकिन हमने कोरोना को भी पूरी नियंत्रण करने में भी सफलता प्राप्त की है।
Meanwhile, in 71 districts where the number of active COVID cases has come below 600, the partial COVID curfew will be relaxed from tomorrow, as Saturday and Sunday is weekly closure in state. Presently, there are 4 districts, Meerut, Saharanpur, Gorakhpur and capital Lucknow without any relaxation in partial curfew, as there the number of active cases is above 600. MS Yadav, AIR News, Lucknow.
Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has said that the state should be made self-reliant in oxygen production before the possible third wave. The Chief Minister was reviewing corona control arrangements in the state. Yesterday, 38 deaths were reported while 2,225 patients recovered from the infection. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
The positivity rate has gone down to 0.8%. Yesterday, 81,812 tests were conducted, out of which 718 new cases were found. At present, the number of active patients has declined to 11,344. The state has come to the 19th position in the country. 6 districts of Burhanpur, Bhind, Agarmalwa, Alirajpur, Ashoknagar and Manda recorded no new case. 44 out of 52 districts reported below 10 corona cases. Meanwhile, Chief Minister has said that the storage capacity of oxygen is also being increased. Private sector investors are also being encouraged to construct oxygen plants. Pooja Pivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
The Himachal Pradesh government has decided to extend the ongoing COVID-19 curfew till the 14th of this month with certain restrictions and exemptions. State Cabinet chaired by Chief Minister Jairam Thakur took the decision yesterday while reviewing the COVID-19 situation. The Cabinet has also decided to cancel Class 12 state board examinations for this year in line with CBSE's decision. Himachal Pradesh Board of School Education will devise a formula for awarding marks to the students in line with CBSE.
The Union Territory of Puducherry recorded 640 new cases of COVID-19 today. 1,138 persons were cured and discharged from hospitals. 12 persons succumbed to the infection. We have a report.
At present, the active cases aggregated to 8,270, including 1,236 persons in hospitals and 7,034 cases in home isolation. The test positivity rate is 6.95% and the recovery rate increased to 90.93%. The case fatality rate stands at 1.49%. Till date, 11,03,837 persons tested, of which 9,51,695 reported negative. So far, 2,83,729 persons, including second dose, administered vaccination in the Union Territory. Meanwhile, the 10% vaccination drive in rural areas has been intensified with the active participation of the elected representatives, and the Ilayangudi village in Karaikal district also declared as the 10% vaccinated village recently. Chandramohan, AIR News, Puducherry.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has urged Prime Minister Narendra Modi to cancel all national-level entrance examinations, including National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test (NEET), and allow admission to students into professional courses, including medicine, on the basis of their class 12th marks. In a letter to Prime Minister Modi, Mr. Stalin said that national-level entrance examinations for any professional course would be immensely detrimental to the health and well-being of students. The Chief Minister said a committee was constituted to decide on evaluation and compilation of the marks of the class 12th students in the state.
Abhyudaya, a project under Keshava Kripa Samvardhana Samiti, is spearheading COVID relief work in remote villages across the country. Registered under Niti Aayog, the NGO has carried out relief work since the outbreak of the pandemic a year back. More from a Bangalore correspondent.
Abhyudaya is an NGO registered with Union Ministry of Home Affairs and with Registrar of Society under Government of Karnataka as Charitable Society. It is basically working on 14 UN Sustainable Development Goals. After the outbreak of corona pandemic, this not-for-profit NGO has reached out to needy in Karnataka, Northeast and Jammu Kashmir. The chief functionary of Abhyudaya, Lakshmi Narayana, told AIR News that they have provided doctors
almost all medical equipments including bedside monitors, BiPAP machine, oxygen concentrators, beds, oxygen regulators, several thousands of hand sanitizers, nasal prongs, NRB masks, oximeter, digital thermometers, medicines, etc. have been supplied. Abhyudaya has helped several displaced Northeast and Jammu Kashmir people in Karnataka. Abhyudaya is also helping villagers mainly at Jammu Kashmir who are situated at LAC and LOC borders by distributing 500 plus medicine and hygiene kits.
Abhyudaya has extended volunteering at Shramik Train and worked alongside government authorities like railways, police and BBMP. Their social service at government hospitals has helped needy vulnerable sections of the society. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
In Assam, the Social Welfare Department has told the district administrations to vaccinate all Divyangs on a priority basis. Talking to AIR, the director of the department, Vibhash Chandra Modi, said several districts have started vaccination of the differently able persons or Divyangs. He said the Social Welfare Minister Ajanta Niyog instructed to cover at least 50,000 Divyangs in the first phase of vaccination. Mr. Vibhash said that though the Anganwadi centers are closed due to COVID-19 situation, the services to the beneficiaries are being continued by the department. He said that instead of providing hot cooked meals, rations are being delivered at home to all the beneficiaries of the department by the Anganwadi workers.
The BJP today criticized Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal for insinuating that the centre does not want to help the poor of Delhi. Briefing media, BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra said ration is being provided to the needy in Delhi through the National Food Security Act and PM Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. He said the provision of One Nation, One Ration card was brought by the centre, but the Delhi government refused to proceed on this matter. Mr. Patra says thousands of labourers are deprived due to this. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal had earlier appealed to Prime Minister Narendra Modi to allow the state government to start doorstep delivery of ration. He asked why the centre stalled the scheme days before the Delhi government was going to launch it. You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds enhanced regional cooperation among BIMSTEC member countries, calls for united fight to tackle COVID-19 pandemic. Bay of Bengal cooperation is a bridge between South and Southeast Asia, says External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on BIMSTEC Day. Lowest daily COVID-19 cases in last 2 months of over 1,14,000 reported in the country. National recovery rate improved to 93.67%. Over 1,89,000 people recover from coronavirus infection in the past 24 hours. Cumulative COVID-19 vaccination coverage exceeds 23 crore doses in the country. Centre provides more than 24 crore 16 lakh vaccine doses to states and union territories so far. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath instructs to triple daily COVID vaccination rate from the 1st of July. Bihar government gives ex gratia of 4 lakh rupees each to the families of 3,727 COVID victims. Union Education Minister Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank approves release of Performance Grading Index 2019-20 to catalyze school education for states and union territories. And in French Open tennis, Serena Williams and Daniil Medvedev among top players to fight for quarter-final berths today. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Midday News. A central team from the Ministry of Home Affairs is leaving for West Bengal today to access the damage caused by Cyclone Yas. The team, headed by Joint Secretary level officer, will visit South 24 Parganas and East Mednipur districts. The sources said the team will be in the state for 3 days and will also hold meetings with officials of West Bengal Disaster Management Authority and the State Finance Ministry. Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has approved the release of Performance Grading Index 2019-20 for states and union territories today. The government has introduced the Performance Grading Index with a set of 70 parameters to catalyze transformational change in the field of school education. The PGI for states and union territories was first published in 2019 with the reference year 2017-18. Punjab, Chandigarh, Tamil Nadu, Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Kerala occupy the highest grade, which is grade A++ for 2019-20. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Puducherry, Punjab and Tamil Nadu have improved overall PGI score by 10%, that is 100 or more points. A report.
The PGI exercise helps states and union territories to pinpoint the gaps and prioritize areas for intervention. Most of the states and union territories have improved their grade in PGI 2019-20 compared to the earlier years. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep and Punjab have shown improvement by 10% or more in the PGI domain axis. As many as 13 states and union territories have shown improvement by 10% or more in the PGI domain infrastructure and facilities. Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Odisha have shown improvement by 20% or more. Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur and Odisha have shown more than 10% improvement in the PGI domain equity. Suparna Saikia, IR News, Delhi.
Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra has expressed hope that the assembly elections to the 5 states of Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Manipur and Goa, slated to be held in the first quarter of the next year, will be conducted as per the due schedule. Speaking exclusively to AIR News, Mr. Chandra said the Commission is keeping a close watch on the evolving situation due to the corona pandemic, citing the receding number of fresh daily COVID-19 cases in the country, marked by a strong trajectory of recovery. The Chief Election Commissioner expressed hope that the pandemic will only subside from here on.
I think that COVID is receding now, and I wish that it should be over very soon. And we will start our working, and we have started working also into that direction, that 5 states are there. And we will be conducting the elections in time as such, because in these 5 states and in Bihar, we have conducted election during pandemic. And I am very sure that the pandemic will go out in very short time, as we are finding very less numbers. And the Commission is continuously watching as to how this comes out. But we will definitely work out and our strategies as to how the elections are to be conducted. And we will be conducting the elections in time.
Explaining in detail about the measures undertaken by the Central Poll Body in order to conduct participatory elections even in the midst of a pandemic, Mr. Chandra asserted that all necessary precautions are taken to conduct polls during these challenging times. Mr. Chandra said the Commission positioned nodal officers for health and increased number of polling stations, apart from several other measures, in a bid to ensure safe elections during the pandemic.
But Election Commission has chosen that a problem has come, so we should rise to that opportunity and we should use it. And we conducted the elections, all the due elections were duly conducted. But we had to take a lot of measures for that. And we started with number 1, that the polling stations which was used for 1,500 persons, we reduced the number of persons at the polling stations to 1,000. So by that we had to increase a lot of polling stations. In these 5 states alone, we had to increase around 80,000 new polling stations, so that a safe distancing can be made. We made arrangements for thermal scanning. We made arrangement for the gloves, for sanitizer, for all the possible things which can be utilized for that COVID repellent, like sanitization of the polling booths before the polling starts, a day before. We put a nodal officer of health.
The News Services Division of All India Radio will broadcast the second part of the exclusive interview with Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra tonight at 9:15 p.m. in our special program Spotlight. This can be heard on the FM Gold channel and additional frequencies. The first part of the interview was aired yesterday.
The Income Tax Department will launch its new e-filing portal www.incometax.gov.in tomorrow. The new e-filing portal is aimed at providing convenience and modern seamless experience to the taxpayers. The Finance Ministry said the new taxpayer-friendly portal integrated with immediate processing of income tax returns and quick refunds to taxpayers. Minister of State in the Prime Minister's Office, Dr. Jitendra Singh, has called for a strong and aligned international cooperation to combat the challenge of fugitive economic offenders and assets. He said India has made it clear that the world is presently combating another serious emerging challenge of fugitive economic offenders and assets which flee across national jurisdictions. Dr. Jitendra Singh was addressing a special session of the UN General Assembly on challenges and measures to fight corruption.
Shiv Rajyabhishek Din is being celebrated in Maharashtra to mark the coronation day of the great Maratha warrior king Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Maharashtra Rural Development Department has asked the district councils, block councils and village councils to celebrate this day as Shiv Swaraj Din. The 348th coronation ceremony was celebrated at Raigarh Fort, where Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was crowned as the Chhatrapati of the Maratha Kingdom on the 6th of June in 1674. In French Open tennis, Serena Williams and Daniil Medvedev are among top players who will fight for the quarter-final berths today. American 7th seed Serena Williams will take on 21st seed Elena Rybakina from Kazakhstan in the 4th round of the women's singles today. Former world number 1 Victoria Azarenka faces Russian Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova for the berth in the quarter-finals. Yesterday, defending champion Iga Swiatek booked her place in the last 16 with a 7-6, 6-0 victory over Estonian Anna Kontaviet. She will now face unseeded Ukrainian Marta Kostyuk. In men's singles, Russian second seed Daniil Medvedev will take on clay court specialist Cristian Garin of Chile, while fifth seeded Stefanos Tsitsipas will meet Spaniard 12th seed P. Carreño Busta in the 4th round today. Meanwhile, defending champion Rafael Nadal, top seed Novak Djokovic and 8th seed Roger Federer have stormed into the 4th round.
The southwest monsoon entered Karnataka yesterday, bringing in heavy showers in coastal and south interior part of the state. Due to monsoon, parts of Bangalore received heavy rainfall and low-lying areas are flooded. A yellow alert was sounded yesterday in coastal south and north interior Karnataka. The monsoon has further moved in north interior Karnataka today, resulting in heavy isolated rainfall in North Karnataka region. Now let us take a look at today's weather. National capital Delhi is having generally clear sky with possibility of light rain or drizzle. Minimum temperatures recorded at 24 degrees Celsius, maximum may go up to 40 degrees. Mumbai has partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Chennai is having generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Kolkata has partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder and lightning. Jammu has mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening or night. Srinagar has mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Minimum temperature was 17 degrees Celsius, maximum will be around 31 degrees. Leh has mainly clear sky, temperatures hovering between 9 degrees to 23 degrees Celsius. Gilgit also has mainly clear sky, and in Muzaffarabad, temperatures shifting from 20 degrees minimum to 38 degrees Celsius maximum.
Today is the birth anniversary of famous Hindi film actor, producer, social worker and politician Sunil Dutt, and also the legendary poet, lyricist and screenwriter Rajendra Krishan. Sunil Dutt was born on the 6th of June in 1929 in Nakka Khurd, Punjab province. His first film was Railway Station in 1955, but the 1957 movie Mother India made him a star. Rajendra Krishan was born at Jalalpur Jattan on the same day in Gujarat district. His first screenplay was the film Janta of 1947. We bring you a number from the film Main Chup Rahungi, produced in 1962. The film stars Sunil Dutt and the lyrics are written by Rajendra Krishan.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauds enhanced regional cooperation among BIMSTEC member countries, calls for united fight to tackle COVID-19 pandemic. Bay of Bengal cooperation is a bridge between South and Southeast Asia, says External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on BIMSTEC Day. Lowest daily COVID-19 cases in last 2 months of over 1,14,000 reported in the country. National recovery rate improves to 93.67%. Over 1,89,000 people recover from coronavirus infection in the last 24 hours. Cumulative COVID-19 vaccination coverage exceeds 23 crore doses in the country. Centre provides more than 24 crore 60 lakh vaccine doses to states and union territories so far. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath instructs to triple daily COVID vaccination rate from 1st of July. Bihar government gives ex gratia of 4 lakh rupees each to the families of 3,727 COVID victims. Union Education Minister Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank approves release of Performance Grading Index 2019-20 to catalyze school education for states and union territories. And in French Open tennis, Serena Williams and Daniil Medvedev among top players to fight for quarter-final berths today. And with that, we end the Midday News.